I'm going to you first on this one. Illinois is a top 5 team in America right now.
Wow. It is unbelievable that you went to me for this one, because I was just about to say, fellas, if I think there's a team in the country that's a matchup nightmare for everybody else, it's Illinois. Like that, those words were about to.
It's the synergy, man. It's the DTF podcast.
It is. It's the DTF podcast, and DTF is synergy. So, Illinois to me is a top 5 team in the country. They are. Because you combine, I'm going to start with Trent Frazier. We often don't bring him up until the second or third player that we reach. He is as important of a player to a team, as important of a player to a team as any player is to a team in college basketball this season. I mean it. Trent Frazier is big time for the Fighting Illini. Kofi Cockburn, there are very few who are going to be able to get him off beat, get him phased, get him rattled. And in the event that Kofi Cockburn went out of a game, Illinois, from the defensive end of the floor, is still versatile and still has the capabilities to defend you. They did against Michigan State not long ago in Champaign. I actually think they benefit by at times being shorthanded without Cockburn and without Andre Curbelo, because it forces you to learn more about what you have beyond those two guys. And it gives you that amoeba-like identity that you can change, that if adversity hits you in the face, you're able to handle it. Also, there's a mental aspect here going into the tournament. They absolutely know that they got embarrassed. They got embarrassed by Loyola Chicago last year, who was able to form a matchup against them that nobody else really could have in that particular way. The Fighting Illini are a top 5 team in the country, and I am buying them as much as I'm buying anybody in the ability to make a deep, deep run in March Madness.
I completely agree with your assertion that Trent
Frazier, Trent Williams.
Yeah, dude, brain fart of this. Dude, I'm prone to a brain fart or two. That's about the worst one I've had. Trent Frazier as being
Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, that would have been brother and Balding. Look, Trent Frazier, he settles them down. Like, that's a team that was wild under Andre Curbelo, and Trent Frazier settles them down. He gets them in their offense, and they find the right spot to get to. And he's been a pretty good passer as well. Goodman alluded to it on the show the other night. Like, he gets to spots, and you got to have guys that get to spots. That's where Curbelo provides so much value, is his ability to get to spots off the dribble. He's been too wild. Trent Frazier can get to spots, and he still plays off 2 feet, still finds his guys. This team doesn't shoot it as well as they did at points last year. At least some of their guys haven't. DeMonte Williams was absurd last season. He's only about 34.5% this year. But for the most part, they have weapons, and they can spread you out so far and throw it into the big man down low. Kofi Cockburn, legitimate player of the year candidate. Top 5 team, depends on the night. It depends on the night.
I think I would add another hot take into there, and I would say that they are better with Trent Frazier at the point than they are with Andre Curbelo being more than like a 10 to 12 minute guy off the bench.
I don't know that that's a hot take. I think we've seen that.
Yeah, there's a couple of reasons for it. One, Trent Frazier plays both ends of the floor. He'll defend. He's a really, really good defender. Two, he shoots it. And Curbelo, you don't have to guard him. And 3, he can make an impact with the ball in his hands and with the ball off the floor. And I think that the value of Cockburn, the fact that Coburn's out there, is what makes that all work. Because when you put him in a ball screen, he commands so much attention that Trent Frazier really doesn't have all that much to do. Right. The decision-making process when you're Trent Frazier coming off a ball screen is like, okay, there's 17 guys helping off of defenders. Which one of these wide open shooters do I want to give the ball to? Or nobody's helping off. So let me just throw the ball up to the big fella, because nobody can stop that mountain of a man in the basket. Like, having Kofi Cockburn makes your life so easy as a point guard running a ball screen.
Yes. By the metrics. We talked about that Fox Sports graphic that T.O. alluded to at the top 20 and Ken Pom, and that you have to be in the top 20. Illinois is one of only 9 teams in college basketball in the top 21 in adjusted offense and defense, stretched a little bit, but they're the only team in the Big Ten you could say that about. Purdue is 106 in KenPom defense. Illinois is 21. Illinois defense. Illinois defense.
Hey, does Illinois have the same problem that Kentucky does, though? If Sheboy fouls out, they're in trouble, or gets in foul trouble, they're in trouble.
No.
Coburn fouls out there, they're in trouble.
No, they don't. They don't. They've learned how to play without him. Bozeman's Verdonk is someone that can play defensively inside.
Mm-hmm.
Granderson's another guy. Like, they have guys that can stand in and play defense and rebound the basketball well enough. Kentucky after Sheboy.
Yep.
Omar Payne's in there too. Coleman Hawkins is, he's kind of fallen off a little bit, but he's had his moments. So I agree here. All right.